They will fear the wild.
Alright, what is up? What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chumbles, and I'm back, and this time I'm going to be going over the Season 10 Nidalee runes and builds that you guys should be doing if you guys plan to play her. Now, I will say, disclosure, in Ranked, there's some matchups where I will specifically play Nidalee into. For example, Riven and Renekton are the two huge ones. Those are just kind of free low in my opinion. Have like yet to actually really even lose to any of them, even in like high plat right now. So in my opinion, she actually does have a spot where you can actually abuse her, but for the sake of climbing, I wouldn't say she's very good right now. Not gonna lie to you guys. I think Quinn and Jace kind of play that same role that Nidalee does in the same kind of fashion. So if you are interested in that kind of play style that Nidalee plays out, obviously it's not the exact same, but it's kind of the same-ish in a way. But I think in the matchups where Nidalee's bad, for example, like Darius is not a great matchup. If things go wrong early, you kind of just lose lane. Quinn is actually really good into Jace, because you can knock him back when he walks up to you, or if he pulls you in, you knock him back and then he can't out-kite you. Jace is actually okay into Darius as well, since you can knock him away, and you do have that extra range. So in my opinion, that's my thoughts on that. But let's get into the runes. So the first rune set, and pretty much for right now the only one that I think you would ever take for precision, is this Conqueror rune set, which you can go either Alacrity or Tenacity, depends what you're against. If you're against a lot of CC, obviously Tenacity. If not, Alacrity always. And then you just grab Coop. Then after that, depending what you're against, you can grab Sudden Impact and Ravenous. So Sudden Impact's good just because it has the split magic and lethality. So since Nidalee's a hybrid champion, she abuses both. Or if you're against a bad matchup where healing yourself and just being at a higher level or higher health pool is going to be important to survive, then I would say go Taste of Blood into Ravenous. Everything else is kind of whatever. Or the other one is just going into Resolve, Bone Plating, Overgrowth, or Revitalize. Personally, I enjoy Revitalize a little more right now just because I play for the early game. And that's pretty much it. I don't really touch this page for the Conqueror anyways. But yeah, a lot of healing, especially if you go this page with Ravenous. Sun Impact, pretty good because of the Conqueror. If you go Spear Visage as well, then you get even more healing from all the bonuses. But yeah, then you go attack speed, pretty much this, almost on every single matchup. Obviously, your armor and magic resist will just switch depending what you're against top lane. And that's pretty much the only rune page for Conqueror in the precision tree that I would use. And the matchups that I'd use this in, probably like a Darius. You can also use it in matchups where they have some like weaker melee champions. For like Skarner, for example, is a pretty big one right now. A lot of Skarner play. You proc the Conqueror really fast, and then you can just kind of stick onto him. Or if he's trying to even fight you, then you're obviously just going to have your stacks up and you're going to win the trade eventually because you will out-heal him. So that's the Conqueror page, and very few matchups. Again, I would use Conqueror right now, but definitely in the kind of weaker stages of matchups. And if you guys want to know more about matchups, I do have a guide, I think, on Mobifire that I'll post in the description, and not sure, but I might have talked about it in my other Nidalee guide. So if I did, I'll link that as well if you guys haven't seen that. But next, we're just going to go down the line. The only time I will ever take Dark Harvest is if I'm against a Teemo top lane. And this is the set that I will run against Teemo. Boom. And I will go for the double because obviously, well, I got this, but yeah, obviously the double because the auto attacks, you know, it's Teemo, he's gonna blind you. Not that effective, but you do go Dark Harvest because you are just trying to burst him down. He has a low health pool, so if you poke him down early, you can burst him down. You start getting stacks, you become a monster mid to late game, all that good stuff. So this is pretty much the only page that I will run with domination only against Teemo. So yeah, now this is the most popular and the one that I would take 90% of the games, I guess would be the correct number. So Demolish, because the other ones you literally can't even use them. Or can you use this? Nope. Yeah, can't even use it. Bone plating most of the time if it's a easier matchup, like for example, I'd say Riven's pretty easy in my opinion, but that's because I have the experience to play against her. Then I'd go conditioning because I just get more out of conditioning in the long run. And then I go for either Overgrowth or the Revitalize. Again, just depends what I'm against. And with this page, I like to go Alacrity and Coop. Again, I play heavy for the early game, so I'm playing to stomp early and then convert my top lane lead into pressure around the map and then grabbing objectives. So Alacrity and Coop pretty much allow me to do that most of the time and verse pretty much almost every champion. Again, the few exceptions that I've mentioned before, but this is the standard page that I'm running right now. You can also go for the Transcendence plus Gathering, but the way games have been playing out, the Gathering plus Transcendence hasn't been very good just because games aren't lasting anymore. You know, for me, I think I'd say around maybe pre 30 minutes, the game's pretty much just determined already. And after that, I'd say I've had like maybe 3 to 4 games probably go after like 30 minutes, like an actual 30-minute game where it's kind of even close, not just them messing around, taking literally everything and leaving us with no chance. So yeah, that's why I've kind of strayed away from this. But as you guys know, I did really enjoy this page. But for right now, with the current meta, Alacrity Coop is my personal favorite. And now I will go on to the builds. Alright, so now we are going to look at the builds that I run. So, well, it's pretty much just the same items almost for every single build, in my opinion. The only maybe change is Triforce with the Conqueror page, but even then, I think going for this page is still actually better. So let's get into this. Longsword start is pretty rare, and by pretty rare I mean literally less than like 1% of the games that I'll actually run it, but it is there. I should put the Dorn's ring here because I do take this sometimes if I'm against like a Teemo, for example, the Teemo matchup. Maybe a Dorn's shield, pretty rare again, especially since it got nerfed. I'm not sure if it got rebuffed or not, I can't remember, but in almost every single game I am taking the Dorn's blades. Usually go 2 Dorn's blades unless I can afford my Sheen for my Iceborne Gauntlet, which I run in almost every single game. Really cost effective item. It's pretty cheap for what it provides, and it provides a lot for Nidalee, in fact. So that's kind of where I'm at. Double Dorns into the Iceborne, but if I can afford Sheen on my first back, then I obviously buy Sheen instead of the second Dorans, and I just skip the second Dorans altogether. And then depending what I'm against, I either go Sunfire or Abyssal. So if I'm against AD, Sunfire. If I'm against AP, then Abyssal Mask. Then you can go Spirit Visage if you want, especially if you're running Conqueror. Then I would recommend Spirit Visage be a part of the build no matter what, because of the healing and all that good stuff. Then you can go Randuin's, Deadman's. Just, again, it really depends what you're against. There's so many matchups, like if I'm against a Tryndamere, I'd rather go this obviously over this. Adaptive Helm, again, depends what you're against. Cassio, Teemo, Singed, you're going to run that. Those dot damage. Warmogs is a pretty good late game item. I'd say I'd take that about last if I was to get it, just because it provides so much HP. The CDR can be nice as well, depending what I've built before. And the health regen on it is actually really strong, especially late game in fights. If you can back out and then heal up, you can re-enter the fight and then be super strong. Also been enjoying going Morellos. Depends what I'm against. If they have a lot of healing, then I will opt into the Morello, since I feel like a lot of the time I have to do a lot of the work. So I'll put it upon myself to get Morello. Still a really good item on Nidalee regardless, so it's not that big of a deal. And the last two that I will go is Zhonya's. Again, it really depends what I'm against. If they have a lot of burst, then I'm going to go Zhonya's, because it just saves me, obviously. And the item, like, what, Seekers, right? Yeah, Seekers is super cost effective item. So even getting this early does not hurt. And yeah, pretty good. If I'm against a lot of burst, then just grab Zhonya's. Pretty broken item in my opinion, and I'd rather just have it removed. But anyways, next is the Athenes. So this is an item where if I have a hyper carry, AD carry, in whatever role, like jungler, AD carry, like the bot lane, whatever they call it now, then I will go for the Athenes, because that healing definitely saves you, or definitely saves them, I guess, but saves you the game. And when you heal somebody, you obviously give them the attack speed as well, so you're hitting with them with a heal plus your heal, like the Athenes heal, the Nidalee E heal, the base heal, then the attack speed from Nidalee E. So 3 different components just in pressing one button on a champion that will probably just end up winning you the game, because AD carries are broken. Pretty damn good. Also, it's really cost effective, and overall just a really decent item. Provides you some pretty good stuff here. So overall, these are the builds, or I guess build, kind of just varies depending what I'm against. Can't really go into too much detail because we would be here for literally 20 hours, but this is basically what I run. If you guys watch my videos, you will see a pattern of kind of the same builds that I've been going. Iceborne, pretty much these 3 right here. Then these end up being kind of whatever I'm against. Same with these. And then obviously your boots are just going to depend what you're against as well, pretty much in every single lane matchup. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this guide. Again, I will link the other stuff in the description. I do recommend checking out my other guide that I made for Nidalee Top. It does have some of the other stuff like combos and that kind of stuff that I didn't mention here because that'd just be repetitive. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.